Hello everyone and welcome to my CS24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. 90 Day Fiancé. David's reunion after leaving country for new adventure will melt your heart. A 90 Day Fiancé star had a heartwarming reunion with his family after being separated from them for a period of time. Anyone who appears on 90 Day Fiancé is likely familiar with long periods of separation from family and friends, as paperwork to process changes in citizenship can often be delayed, as well as other factors that contribute to separations. 90 Day Fiancé Season 5 star David Toborowski recently left Thailand to head back to the United States to deal with various matters. Before that, David had been traveling to places like the Philippines, trying to obtain paperwork for his daughter. He revealed that he reunited with wife Annie Suwon and their newborn daughter, Minthira Toborowski. David shared a sweet snap on Instagram holding Minthira as she gazed up at her dad. He wrote in the caption that his daughter looked at him like she wasn't sure it was really him, but he said, "It's me, my little girl, and daddy is home." David's reunion with Annie and Minthira comes at a time when fans were concerned that David had seemingly left them in Thailand. But David had serious work to attend to, like getting his daughter's citizenship papers sorted. He visited the Philippines and then the US in short order, causing fans to question why he wasn't in Thailand with his family. Fans can rest assured that David had good reasoning for leaving them, and now that he's back in Thailand with Minthira in his arms, he can get down to the serious business of fatherhood. It's been a bit of a rough road for David and Annie, as Minthira battled serious health issues, but she's on the mend now. David kept fans updated on his progress while traveling, sharing photos of his adventures and posing with former 90 Day Fiancé cast member Rose Vega while visiting the Philippines. David also shared photos that Annie sent of her and Minthira, saying how much he missed his family and loved getting updates from Annie. Ever since Minthira was born in March 2025, David and Annie have done everything they can to be present parents to their young daughter. Between Minthira's bout with RSV and the scramble to get all of their documents sorted, they haven't been able to relax and just enjoy their daughter. Now that David has finished his business in the US, the 90 Day Fiancé star can settle in with Annie and Minthira in Thailand and enjoy the second chance at fatherhood he's been given. If anyone knows David, they know that he'll be documenting all of it on social media for fans to enjoy. David Toborowski, one of 90 Day Fiancé's most beloved stars, has been through quite the journey, both on screen and off. Fans have followed his love story with Annie Suwon from the very beginning, witnessing their struggles, triumphs, and undeniable chemistry. But in a recent twist that tugged at everyone's heartstrings, David embarked on a solo journey outside the US, leaving Annie behind temporarily for a new adventure abroad. What unfolded next turned into one of the most emotional and inspiring reunions in the show's recent history. One that reminded fans why David and Annie are the heart and soul of 90 Day Fiancé's legacy. A journey of rediscovery. David's decision to travel overseas came as a surprise to many fans. Known for his deep devotion to Annie, few could imagine him venturing far from her side. But as David explained on social media before departing, sometimes you have to step away from what's familiar to rediscover yourself. His new adventure wasn't about running away but rather about growth, both personally and professionally. David had been invited to take part in a cross-cultural teaching program in Thailand, the very country where he first met Annie years ago. The opportunity felt poetic, almost as if life had come full circle. "Thailand gave me love, purpose, and hope," David said. "Now it's giving me a chance to give something back." Annie's emotional goodbye. Annie, of course, was nothing but supportive, though her eyes welled with tears as she watched her husband prepare for his trip. Their goodbye at the airport was filled with heartfelt words, laughter, and the kind of emotion that only years of shared history can bring. "You better not forget me in Thailand," Annie teased, trying to lighten the mood as she hugged him tight. "Forget you?" David smiled. "You're the reason I'm going." It wasn't easy for Annie to see him go, but she knew this adventure meant something profound for David. In interviews, she admitted that part of her was scared. "He's going back to where we met," she said softly. "That's beautiful, but also a little hard. It brings back memories, both good and painful ones." Rediscovering his roots. Once David arrived in Thailand, he was instantly welcomed with open arms. Locals remembered him from his earlier years there, and fans of 90 Day Fiancé spotted him teaching English and volunteering in small communities. Photos shared online showed him laughing with school children, exploring remote villages, and even helping rebuild a small library in Chiang Mai. But beyond the travel and cultural work, David's trip was deeply emotional. He revisited the small restaurant where he first met Annie, now thriving under new management, and sat quietly at the same table where their story began. "It's surreal," he shared in a heartfelt Instagram post. "I can still hear her laugh from that first night. I didn't know then that my whole life was about to change." He also took time to reflect on his personal journey. From the man who once struggled financially and emotionally to someone who had found stability, peace, and love. "Thailand was where I hit rock bottom," he confessed in a video diary. "But it's also where I learned that love can rebuild you piece by piece." Beyond the travel and cultural work, David's trip was deeply emotional. He revisited the small restaurant where he first met Annie, now thriving under new management, and sat quietly at the same table where their story began. "It's surreal," he shared in a heartfelt Instagram post. "I can still hear her laugh from that first night. I didn't know then that my whole life was about to change." He also took time to reflect on his personal journey. From the man who once struggled financially and emotionally to someone who had found stability, peace, and love. "Thailand was where I hit rock bottom," he confessed in a video diary. "But it's also where I learned that love can rebuild you piece by piece." Annie's surprise plan. While David was reconnecting with his past, Annie was busy plotting something of her own. Missing her husband deeply, she decided to surprise him in the most heartwarming way possible. Fans first suspected something was up when Annie posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Sometimes love can't wait for a reunion, so you make it happen." A few days later, David was caught completely off guard when Annie walked into one of his English classes in Thailand. His reaction, caught on video and later shared by TLC, melted hearts around the world. As David looked up and saw Annie standing there, holding a bouquet of jasmine flowers, a symbol of love and purity in Thai culture, his eyes filled with tears. "Annie, what are you doing here?" he asked, his voice trembling. "I came to bring you home," she replied with a smile. The reunion that broke the internet. The emotional moment quickly went viral. Fans flooded the comments with love and admiration for the couple's bond. "This is the kind of love story that makes you believe in soulmates," one fan wrote. Another added, "I can't stop crying. David and Annie are what 90 Day Fiancé is all about." David later revealed that Annie's surprise visit was one of the most touching moments of his life. "I was speechless," he said. "To see her standing there in the same country where we met, after all these years, it was like time stopped." The two spent the following days exploring Thailand together, visiting old friends, temples, and even the small town where Annie grew up. Their reunion was more than just romantic. It was spiritual, reminding both of them how far they'd come as a couple. Reflection and renewal. As their journey came to an end, David and Annie shared one last emotional moment before flying home to the U.S. They stood on a quiet beach at sunset, reflecting on their journey together. From long